I've told you already, I don't go in for that kind of thing.
But this event has commemorative significance.
Hopes? That's odd, 'cause I don't
I mean, sure, but...
But what? You're the event organizer, aren't you?
What do you mean?
This far out from Mondstadt at this hour? Even if... who knows? Maybe...
Huh? Well, that can't be.
Evidence decides what people are like, not your feelings. Don't fret. Nobody's gonna blame you if you go back empty-handed. I can't imagine anyone else was delusional enough to think I was gonna show up. But if you dally any longer, you really won't make it.
You're right. It's a very important commemorative event. If I'm late, then... right, I've gotta get going.
Seems like that sister's an expert in making people believe anything she wants.
I thought I heard something.
We'd better watch out.
Oh, really? I'm a member of the long-standing Favonius Church.
Wait, she heard that? Paimon was whispering so quietly.
And as for this outlander you seem to be following, the honorary knight that saved us from storm terror. Otherwise, depending on your answer, I could have...
What? Do the Sisters of Mondstadt have the authority to arrest people now?
We can't go turning a blind eye to hidden dangers.
That doesn't sound...
Let's talk about you. What are you doing in the mountains? If it's him you're after, I made a point of noting his tracks. Many people have made their way up after the snowstorm. Let's hope they're still there.
So, are you also looking for him?
No, this is just a professional habit of mine. I sensed elemental traces in these tracks. I couldn't care what you think.
Rosaria said there were elemental traces in the tracks. They should show up pretty clearly with elemental sight.
Rain outlines your fate. Witness the power of Gugwa. Shine down.
Should leave my hammer. Picked the wrong test subject.
Oh, cool. This stuff looks dope.
You know, little pixie, your ability to appear and disappear at will is very interesting.
Yeah?
After committing a crime, you'd be able to leave the scene without a trace.
You're so suspicious. Why is Paimon a criminal in your example?
Illusion shattered.
Tiny mythical beast!
defines your fate.
Oh, don't be scared!
There is no escape! Let me weave you a verse.
Many happy returns!
Of death.
It's getting colder and colder. Rosaria, aren't you freezing?
Me? I'm all right. I got used to operating in adverse conditions a long time ago.
Huh? Seems like there's more to being a sister in the Favonius Church than Paimon realized. Is that Albedo? Why would he hang around
The word on the street is he loves painting. The views and scenery here are pretty good. Potential.
But can't he see those hilly churros? Uh-oh. Looks like we startled them. Enough talk. Let's take them out of the picture first.
Illusion shattered!
Who are you? Thank the gods I'd already completed my painting. Would have been a shame to leave these particular hilly
What's up with painting hilly churros?
I'm afraid the answer isn't easy to explain. If you'd like to have a look at my painting, it may give you a clue.
Wow! Look at the detail!
You can find these hilly churls anywhere. Quite boring, in fact. Not. But take a look at this specimen. In the cyclical lives of such primitive communities,
Hold your horses. Ugh. We found your man. I'm headed back.
What? Don't you have any questions for him? Ugh, what a weirdo.
so Sister Rosaria brought you. Surprising. But back to the point. From her words, it seems that you were looking for me?
We met a girl in Mondstadt, Sucrose. She's...
I see. So Sucrose sent you here. Then, if I'm not mistaken, I've heard a bit of everything. Your actions during Storm Terror's attack, I'll skip to the conclusion. There's only one possibility after all. Excellent. If I could procure your assistance, I think my research would benefit enormously. Forgive me. This must be confusing.
Whoa, whoa. You want to start with that?
You're right. For example, awakening life. Breathing new life into fallen leaves.
You can do that?
However, I have a particular seed in my possession. The method I'm talking about has produced... It's like you, in that it hails from another world.
Well, if you're struggling to figure it out...
I beg to differ. I'm unable to comprehend the intricacies of life out, but you're not from the known world. By observing and...
shall we just get out of here? This sounds a little free...
Mora, knowledge, and the time for a change of surroundings.
Albedo and that traveler seem to have hit it off. Takes a weirdo to know one, I guess. I wonder, does this constitute a risk to Mondstadt?
question?
I don't know. But I feel the importance of using alchemy to awaken otherworldly life into that. After awakening, even creation may be possible. Still,
No! Paimon's got a brain! But what's the seed gonna be?
well, if it turns out to be a delicious fruit,
Yay! Paimon's holding you to it.
well, let's just say okay, the subject of my first research was the elements. In this, how you're able to freely manipulate elemental... Firstly, do you have any extra organs? Fascinating. And this floating child is...
What a stupid question! Can't you see? And another thing, it's...
I was merely considering the possibility that you were an external organ. Oh, that rules out that possibility. But that would mean that Paimon's elemental power would be enough to break through a mountain rocket. No, that definitely can't be it.
Hey! How would you know anyway?
In that case, it would appear that there's no obvious difference between the composition of your body, and given that there's clearly a discrepancy in the research, firstly, this mysterious elemental power. I'd like to examine exactly how it manifests externally. Let me lure a few slimes to the area.
Huh?
Direct and clear observation are imperative to a good experiment. Naturally, if you require a greater challenge...
Slimes! Slimes are fine!
Well, prepare yourself. The slimes will be here any moment.
No, my sword! Ring cutter! There is no escape! Now you shall perish! Let me weave you a verse.
Don't be scared!
Inazuma shines eternal! Shine down!
Many happy returns!
Great work. Did you feel anything out of the ordinary? If you're injured, I have a few emergency potions ready. Excellent. According to my observations, the manifestation of the external element... Now that we know that the external flow is
Internal flow?
It's very simple. If the elemental power is stored or accumulated physically within your body, this potion may elicit an elemental reaction.
Sounds kinda terrifying.
Don't worry. In the normal course of events, you'd feel some temporary...
And in the
If anything unexpected occurs, I've made the necessary preparations. Well, it's not that there aren't any risks involved, but just a warning. If an internal elemental reaction occurs for any other reason... Yes, that's an excellent way to think about it. It's a type of ore known as star silver. I'll take you to my campsite. We can gather some star silver, all going to plan.
Paimon's still got a few safety concerns. Let's keep our eyes open.
Here. Should do for catalyst purposes.
Rain outlines your fate.
Uglay, you're up!
Illusion shattered!
This one. Usable with a bit of polish. What luck. This should be enough. My campsite is just up ahead. I'll lead the way. This is my campsite. I've added the materials we collected to the concoction. While we are waiting, have a look over here. My assistant Timaeus here is helping me with my research.
Hello! I've just gotten hold of the data from your...
Whoa! Look at all the data!
I wouldn't call them results. I think the most rational direction would be to expound on the phylogenetic relationship between this traveler and the slimes. Consider. You don't have a vision, but you can manipulate following this line of thought.
Not bad for a point of entry. But strictly speaking, slimes are elemental life forms. A cryoregis vine, or even a whopperflower might be a better in that sense.
Yes, sir.
After all, we've got our primary data already. If it turned out that she did have a phylogenetic relationship with this world.
Ah, it would. Speaking of data, to complete our research...
Great, I'll leave you to it. Looks like the potion's ready. I'll try a little first. If all goes well, I'll... In line with my expectations. Ready to drink. Remember to keep calm at all times, and breathe deeply if you feel unwell.
Tasty? You've got a funny look on your face. You said you tried some already. You sure it was ready?
Oh, this was the result I was expecting. This potion channels elemental power into the body. Under normal circumstances, a repelling but if the internal elemental flow is unimpeded, you'll only experience...
So you knew you'd be sick and still drank some?
It was my own concoction, of course. Only natural for me to be the guinea pig. Perhaps it's just scholarly self-assurance. In conclusion, I'd say we have our conclusion.
Aw, Paimon wanted something cooler to happen.
Then again, better an ordinary result than a peculiar result. The good thing about ordinary is that everything is an object of reference, and everyone understands you. People are the same, they can... When you're sick, a doctor can diagnose you because they are you. But a peculiar person... They don't have much recourse for the things we take for granted. For example, a human can't understand the life of a pyroregis vine, or an eye. To sum up, this has been a positive outcome. Going forward, you can use your elemental power without fear. Timaeus, the results of the new experiment are out.
Just a moment, sir. I'll handle it. Oh, you gave me a lot to consider. Having you down as an animal wasn't very precise of me, but starting with the...
Not bad. I think it's an interesting line of inquiry.
You can count on...
Is he trying to join the Knights? What Paimon meant to say was...
Before we can proceed with our research, if you're interested, why not have a look around?
Here comes Albedo! Let's go see him!
I'm back. Did you see anything interesting? Not to worry. Well, on with the research. There may be significant differences between different worlds. Take Tevat, for example. Here, those with visions can manipulate the elements, but worlds may well exist where only one person is able to do so. Or even everyone. So, leaving elements to one side, I think answering this question calls for the same methodology as last time. No. You shan't be Now, see this pillar here? Use your willpower to try and break it.
You think Paimon knows how to do that stuff?
That was your best effort? Have you tried using your elemental power with food? I'm curious to see how the taste and texture respond. It may even help. I suppose I have a... Anyway, why don't you cook us up a sunshine sprat?
Cooking?
Not only is this recipe a staple for me, it's a...
Paimon, that does sound yummy though. Okay, Paimon, good.
I'll leave you to it then. If there's anything left over, maybe Timaeus can finish the last morsels.
Paimon doesn't... How are we gonna channel elemental power into the food? Maybe try the willpower thing again. Where does it get these ideas from anyway? Let's just do it the old-fashioned way.
That was fast. An average outcome experimentally, but you've really brought out the flavor. As far as the proliferation hypothesis is concerned, we've come up short. Unless... Could it be that the natural laws of this...
We just didn't know how to channel elemental...
Not to worry. At least we put some food to good use. And here's your portion. Enjoy. I can box it up if you like.
Woohoo! Thanks! Glad you were paying attention.
I can tell that you're good friends. Paimon was keeping enough... Not that Paimon would have been able to do much if things...
Hey! But you do have taste. And you're right, we are good friends.
Yes. I'm fortunate too, I suppose. There are all manner of alchemical items here. I managed to retrieve the majority, but 2 vials have been evading me.
Paimon's barely fit.
Don't worry if you can't locate them. I was planning to replace them anyway. If you had, say, superpower, like night, I must have dropped them somewhere in the area where you were looking just...
So, guess we'd better take a look. Oh, yeah! This must be electrohypostasis powder. The extract of an animo crystal fly can only be animo elemental energy, right? This has gotta be it.
Goodness. I'm wondering... This elemental sight...
Yep. Guess it does sort of count as a super...
Unfortunately, though elementals only a never-before-seen otherworldly...
You mean...
Don't be disheartened. This falls entirely within my I have to commend your deduction that the items would contain elemental... Right then. Up until now, our research has focused on your otherworldly identity. In essence, the differences looking out from where we're standing. Can you see what Sucrose is? And if you jump from here and landed on that cliff, the one over there. So what about if you planted a single blow on the mountain face here? Then I know of a location that will be perfect.
Still in one piece. Good thing the vial's so strong. to jump? From up here?
Not necessarily. Not if you know of a better method, that is. Whichever method you choose, the experiment will end when you reach the opposite shore of the lake. I will factor the time expended and your top speed into my comparative analysis.
The opposite side of the lake. So, we're gonna be swimming?
Without limitations, we complete tasks intuitively, using the method that seems most rational to us. Some of us would be unable to stand the icy waters. No matter what choice you make, it's all a part of the experiment. Then if you would, please.
Wait a minute! While we're busy testing, what exactly are you gonna be doing?
Me? Recording data, responding to risks, providing, emotional support.
So if we do decide to go swimming, you gonna dive in with us?
No. Unless you're thinking of conducting competitive research?
Oh! Forget Paimon said anything.
Ja!
Great work. I've never seen a performance quite like your reputation precedes you, traveler.
But you followed us the whole way without
Me? Actually, I used alchemy to cheat a little. But if it turns out that the natural laws of Tavad do not affect... If the natural laws of Tavad do affect you, the innumerable possibilities that this could present...
But how does this help your research?
You've helped me to unravel many of the problems that were holding it back. I may be about to make some analogies between you and a few gold, petrified trees. The essence of the investigative process is enthralling. I'm willing to pour all my energy into research. And yet specimens are finite. All these things that start out as objects of fascination.
Oh, so that's why you wanted to paint those hilly turtles? Because you got to see something new and interesting in the differences between them?
Precisely. To quote my exact words from earlier, these creatures are, for the
So after all these experiments, are we gonna be, like, bored?
Of course not. Now, before we head back to the camp, follow me. There are some... I imagine you must have encountered more than a few I'd like to observe your intelligence by means of a practical test of your I'd like you to explore these ruins and return with your findings. There are 2 puzzles located at the far ends of the ruin. As with the physical test, there are no restrictions. Everything you do is remember that this is a test of intellect. So, let's see you in action. Start wherever you like. It's a complex environment, so proceed with caution. Sealy like these are a common sight in the mountains. Returning them to their rightful places is up to you.
Stop it now!
No, my sword!
Don't be scared!
Mighty mythical beast!
Stay put!
Rain outlines your fate. There is no escape.
It should now be possible to activate the central mechanism. Exactly what will happen when you do is something I'm looking forward to finding out.
Hey, explaining...
Oh, seems that the water level has suddenly decreased. We should be able to see what's in the water now. What's this? To the best of my knowledge, these belong to a script of some kind. There's still a lot to learn about them. Let me make a copy first. I'll make time to go over them.
Another thing for the don't understand list. Seems like if you want the reward, you gotta pay the price.
I've truly gained a lot from all this. Let me return to the campsite first. By the time you get back, I may just have a fleeting miracle for you to witness.
Paimon's kinda looking forward to seeing the result of all this brain ache. Unless you can think of anything better to do.
Not so fast. You're not leaving until I'm convinced that no-
You...
I most certainly did not. I must say, you let your guards down. Or maybe you were drawn in by his compelling-sounding hypothesis and friendly demeanor. Taking orders from a complete stranger? I'd sooner believe you were
Sister Rosaria's guard's so high, she can't even see over the top of it.
It doesn't matter what you think. I'm only concerned with one thing. Whether-
No way! Paimon would...
With an alchemist of his level, you- In any case, I'm-
So... what are you gonna do?
I've gotta hand it to you. I've investigated everything else.
But we don't need...
That much is true. But for insurance purposes, I'd better... Now then. Which is what I was hoping.
Overtime?
Before we go our separate ways, Outlander, a word of advice. Don't be so quick to trust Albedo, and don't repeat the same mistakes that you did this time. You made a lot of rash decisions today.
She's gone! So stubborn. Mondstadt doesn't have many people like that. Huh. Never mind her. Let's go see Albedo!
You're back. Good timing. I've just about reached the conclusion. You took quite a while. Did you get held up on the way back? I wouldn't worry. Time for the results. We got a myriad of data today. But the integral preliminary conclusion that I can offer you is...
You couldn't tell that just by looking? We spent all day working our...
Please, I understand that this may have seemed self-evident. Have you ever considered that the world of Tevat may have a natural hostility to Outlanders? I mentioned the natural laws of this world. You're able to converse with me here without consequence, and nothing seems amiss. But it's arguably a small miracle. The only other life form that, like you, has come here from afar is... But after I observed you, imitating you helped to inspire my alchemy. And so...
Whoa! It looks like something's appearing!
The transition from nothing into something, from shoot to stem. And is not nurturing otherworldly life also nurturing the world itself? It would seem that that's as far as we go.
Paimon thought, with all our efforts, it might have...
Life is a manifold tapestry of free entities. A short life can be well lived. So, do you understand what I meant about us conversing here arguably being a small miracle?
Huh? Things feel a little... Don't be... Albedo, Paimon really...
Thank you both. Even if your help inspired me to discover the means to make a flower bloom. I mean that the time I've spent traveling with you in the mountains was a valuable journey for me. In the future, if the need arises, can I... Well, glad I can count on you. I made a point throughout of telling her how ordinary the results were. But what was that sediment I saw forming at the bottom of the vial? It should not have been there. Those born of Earth are bound by its imperfections, but those born of chalk are free of impurities. You and I are alike, both composed of a substance that has yet to be full. If, one day, I lose control, can I rely on you to stop me?
Great, sun's out. About time we had some dry heat. It's been so muggy lately.
Ad Astra Abyssa. Thank you for complete. Ad Astra.
Jules from Liyue. Go take a look.
Oh, it's just a regular house.
This was the biggest space I could find in the city over the past few. Of course, not all of the cats will be this location is definitely good enough. We could even expand the business one day and start sheltering stray dogs.
I would suggest letting all of this play out first.
Huh? Look over there! That cat is...
Oh, it's the little white cat. She's super afraid of people.
She looks so soft and clean, and her fur is so white and fluffy, just like fresh fallen snow. Wait. Ooh, those are some good names, Traveler. But here, kitty kitty. That's it.
It's been what, a minute? And you already got the cat to listen to you.
That was nothing. They may be strays, but as long as you give them a... First things first, though. You gotta pay attention to the way you interact. For example, you can't just stand there trembling in fear, Valerie.
These poor creatures. Picked up off the streets, given in... This city really has brought peace.
Hey, Snowball is snuggling up to Rosaria.
Did Rosaria just... smile?
No matter. There are more important things to focus. Anyway, it's getting a bit...
Huh. Paimon?
Please, teach me more of your ways. We're sure to get more and more strays coming to the fur...
No problem. It's about time we move on to a more... It's all about patience. As long...
I completely understand.
whether it takes me uphill, downhill, or out to the sticks. I get the goods from A to B. I'll even take him across the sea if... A pot of tea with a couple of nibbles, some seasonal greens, and a piping hot.
The cat is his.
You should probably give him some space. Get too
Oh no, seems like Valerina has run into some more cat-sized trouble.
Honorary Knight, Cat Whisperer. This big cat just barged in here after Snowball. He must have spotted her when she went out.
Easy, easy. No one's going to hurt all those evil things. You're surrounded by good people now.
He
Looks like it worked.
Whoa, this cat is way bigger than the others. He deserves a name fit for a knight then.
You really do have a way with cats. He looks way more at ease now.
Paimon thinks you deserve to take the credit this time. Sir Pouncelot seemed to calm down right after everything you said to him.
It doesn't matter to me either way.
Let Paimon show you how to put Sir Pouncelot completely at ease. You better be on your best behavior from now.
He's so adorable!
He does have a certain endearing quality about him.
The traces of restorative potion indicate that Sir Pouncelot should... Huh? Oh, it appears Sir Pouncelot has taken quite the liking to you.
Albedo! It's been
I'm assuming the captain of the investigation team...
Captain? He's a captain of the... Please, allow me to explain.
There's no need to worry. Not too long ago, Interim Team Feline Treatment Case number 3, Sir Pouncelot, we knew we had to recover him as fast as possible. The cat belongs to the investigation.
You're saying Sir Pouncelot is capable of knocking out a knight?
Well, I suppose I should explain. 2 months ago, Sir Pouncelot got lost in the wild and
Triple? Even regular-sized cats can get pretty bold when they're upset.
So that's what happened. For cats, or really any animal that lives in the wild, a larger size doesn't exactly confer many advantages, which in turn means living in perpetual danger of exposing themselves to attacks from predators.
Exactly. When Sir Pouncelot stumbled upon our encampment...
That's awful!
You don't need to worry too much. The problem has already been solved. Although he still might appear a bit larger than the average cat, his current size, in light of his feisty demeanor, Klee decided to...
Whoa! Klee and Paimon were totally on the same wavelength with this one!
Sir Pouncelot's extreme level of anxiety and caution around people may be However, it appears Sir Pouncelot has taken...
Well, they are our dear cat saving, no matter how feisty or...
If that's the case, then...
Wait, really?
Well, we did take him in, but it was simply out of necessity. The investigation team has no place for a pet. Any knight he got close to would have to go on assignment eventually.
All good points. He's been through quite the ordeal already.
We could set up a night... Thank you so much, Al...
Oh, no need to thank me.
That was so touching!
Hey, my veil is not a handkerchief.
It appears you enjoy interacting with small animals, Sister Rose.
Paimon can also sense that you're an animal lover, Rosette. Snowball warmed up to you right from the start.
Oh,
Ah, I've got it! I've decided to extend the shelter's trial when I open for good.
The sister in the...
oh, well... This errand hasn't proved...
I don't know much about rescuing stray animals, but if my fellow knights run into any strays, I'll be sure to tell them.
Thank you, thank you, thank... The trial phase of the Furball Fortress.
Now that's what Paimon calls a successful commission. Paimon can't wait for the Furball Fortress to open for good. This realm is truly
If you ever...